Hey y'all, welcome to Pleiadian Point of View. I'm Peyton with Peyton Energetics, and I'm a Pleiadian channel and Starseed coach. And in today's video, the Pleiadians are going to be chatting with us about Starseed soul missions. This is one of the biggest things that we are concerned with as lightworkers and starseeds. We want to know what we're here to do. And today the Pleiadians are going to be focusing on the soul mission that we sometimes describe as anchors and resonators. And this is one of those categories that a lot of people just aren't that familiar with. So the Pleiadians are going to chat a little bit about what this soul mission involves, how to recognize if this might be something that is part of your soul plan, and tell us what is coming up in the 2025 energies for people who fall into this category. But before we jump into today's topic, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. So one of the biggest questions that my clients always want to ask the Ps is, what am I here to do? What is my soul mission? Am I on my path? If you are a lightworker or a starseed, you have probably asked yourself this question. And so soul missions are something that we're very concerned about in the spiritual community. We want to know what we're here to do. So when we talk about soul missions, what are we talking about? Well, a soul mission is just how we intended to be of service in this lifetime. It is not mandatory. It is not something we have to do. We don't have to make a career out of it, but our soul mission is one of the ways that we intended to be of service when we incarnated, which means a lot of our gifts and abilities relate to our soul mission. So we're very concerned as lightworkers and starseeds with figuring out what we're here to do. And one of the tricky things about figuring out your soul mission is that most of us haven't heard of most of the mission categories. We just don't know these things even exist, which can make it a little tricky to figure out what you're here to do. So today's category is no different. So one of the categories of soul mission that most of us are not quite as familiar with is the category that we sometimes refer to as anchors and resonators. And because this is something that most of us just aren't familiar with, it is one of those soul missions that can be tricky to figure out for yourself because we just don't know it's a thing. So what are we talking about when we talk about anchors and resonators? Well, starseeds who are here as anchors are here to perform a very important function. And that is, they're here to anchor galactic energy into Earth's grid system. So essentially, they are downloading their higher vibrational starseed energy, which is very galactic, not really native to the planet, and they are downloading that energy, that frequency, into Earth's grid system. And so as they do that, they are bringing this beautiful galactic energy that they hold at the soul level, and they are sharing it with the human collective. So one of the ways that anchors often operate is that they will channel galactic energy into the planetary grid system, often by routing that energy through their feet into the planetary grid system. And as they do this, they make all of that beautiful galactic energy that they hold part of the Earth frequency. So they're bringing a very unusual, very foreign energy into the planetary experience. So you can think of anchors as people who are seeding the Earth with galactic energy, with multi-dimensional wisdom. They are doing this by sending their frequency into the planetary grids. So you can think of anchors as little acupuncture needles for the planet. And we tend to see that anchors and resonators are spread out around the globe. To do this, this helps them keep a balance in the planetary energies. So oftentimes you won't find big clusters of anchors living in close proximity to each other. They tend to be more spread out around the globe. Now, one of the things that's a little tricky about being an anchor is that most anchors are not aware that this is what they are doing. So they may feel like they are being pulled to do something, to be of service, but they have no idea that they're here to be an anchor of frequency. So another way to look at anchors is that they are little lighthouses of frequency. They are stabilizing the energy in particular locations. So what are the signs that you may be an anchor? That this is one of the things that you're here to do as part of your soul mission? Well, some of the things that we often see in anchors and resonators is, first off, that they're called to live in a particular place. They may feel very strongly that they need to live in a particular city, or that they need to go to a particular area and stay for a while. And the reason that this happens is that that is where their frequency is needed to balance global energies. So anchors tend to be very location driven, where they know that they need to be in a particular place. And this is all because that's where their frequency is being called. Something else that is very common with starseed anchors is that they are masters of controlling energy. So if you are someone who can just walk into a room and change the energy around you, there is a good chance that you may be an anchor, because anchors are controllers of frequency. It's like they're in control of the thermostat everywhere they go. So they're very attuned to the energy in particular places. Now, if you are someone who kind of resonates with this concept of being an anchor or a resonator, anchors and resonators have some special needs, because what is most important for anchors and resonators is protecting their frequency, because that is the energy that they are channeling into the planet. So more than other light workers and starseeds, anchors are often very concerned with protecting their vibration. So if you are an anchor or a resonator, you may notice that you are very pulled to step back from the craziness. So being out, mixing it up in the 3D world, being around a lot of unstable humans, unstable energy, is going to be something that most anchors will avoid, because they're going to know at an instinctive level how important it is to protect their frequency. So one of the things that we are seeing in 2025 for anchors and resonators is that many of them are being called to hibernate a little bit, to go a little bit into isolation mode, to protect their frequency. They are just going to feel very strongly that being out around a lot of drama, being in lower vibrational situations around lower vibrational people, is not beneficial to them. And as y'all know, because I say this in most of my videos, whenever we talk about higher and lower vibration, I'm never talking about this from the perspective of judgment. So we are never saying that anyone is better or worse than anyone else, but we have a very strong difference of frequency on this planet. And so because of this difference in frequency that we have going on the planet, many starseeds who are here to serve as anchors will feel very intuitively pulled to stay out of the crazy. Anything that is chaotic, anything that is very fear-based, anything that involves unstable energy, unpredictable energy, is something that most anchors are going to be avoiding in 2025. It's almost like they're going to have a sense that it's just not good for them. And this is never about judgment. We're never judging others who are making other choices, but we are getting to a point in the separation of timelines where it's important to safeguard our vibration. And especially if your soul mission is to maintain a very pristine vibration, which is what anchors are all about, then getting out in the crazy in the lower timelines is just not going to be very appealing to you. So this is going to be one of the things that anchors are experiencing in 2025. Because the way the Pleiadians like to describe starseed anchors is to say that their job is to get their vibration as high as possible and hold it there as often as they can. The reason for that, of course, is because they are channeling it into the planetary grids. Now, anchors are one of those categories of soul mission that most people are doing unconsciously. Most of us just have no idea that this even exists. So most anchors out there aren't setting out to be an acupuncture needle or to control energy in an area. They just do it naturally. So this is one of those soul missions that can be a little harder to figure out if it is part of your soul plan. But for those who feel very pulled to particular areas and very concerned with protecting their frequency now, those can be great signs that this may be part of what you are here to do. And one other thing that we will see a lot with starseeds who are here as anchors and resonators is that these starseeds are often very pulled to do their personal work. They are very drawn and motivated to anything that is going to help them raise their vibration. So anchors are going to be the ones who do a lot of personal work, a lot of self-growth work, the ones who are looking for teachers and coaches to help them raise their vibration, to take themselves to the next level. Because at the instinctive soul level, anchors know that they are here to hold a high vibration and make it available to everyone. So they're going to do everything in their power to keep their signal, their vibration, as high as they possibly can. So these are some of the things that may indicate to you that this is part of your soul blueprint, which we are all so eager to figure out. So this is what the P's wanted to share with you to help the anchors out there understand what they may be doing and also what is heading their way in 2025. Now, as always, if you need a little extra help figuring out what your soul mission is, click the link in the description to work with me one-on-one. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.